I told my mom it wasn't cute or funny to dress me as a hot dog instead of a princess. So I was 8 years old and absolutely obsessed with Snow White. Like, I'm talking watching the movie every single day after school, pretending to clean the house just like her, the whole deal. My dad would watch it with me and I'd make him sing all the songs. It was honestly kind of embarrassing how much I loved that movie, but I didn't care. Halloween was coming up and I had everything planned out. I'd been telling everyone at school, my teachers, literally anyone who would listen that I was going to be Snow White. My ballet studio was even doing this special princess dance thing for Halloween, and I'd gotten there early with my dad the week before just to make sure I could sign up for the Snow White slot. I was so excited I could barely sleep. The whole thing started because I tried to make dinner for my family. You know, like Snow White did for the dwarfs. I was in the kitchen trying to make hot dogs and I completely destroyed everything. There was grease everywhere, the pan was smoking, and I think I might have almost burned the house down. My mom came running in screaming about how I could have killed us all. Instead of just being mad about the mess, she went on this whole rant about how Snow White was a terrible role model and how she was teaching me dangerous things. She said I was too impressionable and that watching the movie was making me do stupid stuff. I tried to explain that I just wanted to help like Snow White helped the dwarfs, but she wasn't having it. The morning of Halloween, I woke up so excited to put on my Snow White costume. I ran downstairs and asked my mom where it was. She had this weird smile on her face and told me to come to the kitchen. Sitting on the table was this awful, lumpy brown thing that looked like a giant turd with a hat. She goes, "Surprise! I made you a hot dog costume instead. Isn't it so much more creative than boring old Snow White?" I literally started crying, like full-on sobbing. I told her I wanted to be Snow White, that everyone was expecting me to be Snow White, that I'd already signed up for the princess dance. She got really serious and said if I didn't wear the hot dog costume, she'd never let me watch Snow White again. She'd throw away all my Snow White stuff and I'd never see the movie again. I was 8, so obviously I believed her. I put on the stupid costume. The thing was so embarrassing. It was this brown fabric tube that made me look like an actual piece of meat, and she'd made this ridiculous yellow mustard hat to go with it. All the other girls showed up as Disney princesses, looking beautiful and magical, and I'm standing there looking like something you'd buy at a gas station. The worst part was the princess dance. When they called for Snow White, I had to raise my hand wearing this stupid hot dog costume. The other kids started laughing immediately. Some girl dressed as Cinderella pointed at me and goes, "That's not Snow White, that's lunch." Everyone thought it was hilarious, except me. I spent the whole day getting teased. Kids kept asking if I was supposed to be food or if I was hungry. This one boy kept pretending to take bites out of me. Even some of the teachers were trying not to laugh when they saw me. My mom took like a million pictures, acting like it was the cutest thing ever. The only way I got through it was by pretending my mom was the evil queen from Snow White and she'd cursed me to wear these terrible rags. Except instead of rags, it was a garbage meat costume. I kept thinking about how Snow White stayed kind even when the evil queen was mean to her, so I tried to do the same thing. That night when we got home, my mom was showing the pictures to my dad and going on about how creative and unique I looked. She kept saying how all the other parents probably wished they'd thought of something so original instead of just doing the same boring princess thing as everyone else. But I could see my dad's face. He looked really sad when he saw the pictures. Later that night, he came into my room and asked if I was okay. I told him about how I'd wanted to be Snow White and how embarrassed I was. He said he was sorry and that next year we'd make sure I got to be whatever I wanted.